Tuned into Meeting of the Minds of South Florida with Paula and Chris. Every time they around, something is about to go down. Meeting of the minds in FLA, yeah. Listen to what they say. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Meeting of the Minds of South Florida. I am Paula. And before I get started, I just want to say tomorrow, Friday the 13th, is 1 year since Chris and I have been doing the broadcast live for Meetings of the Minds of South Florida. So yay for us. I thought we would never make it, but we did by the grace of God and, my family and those who supported us and always tuned in and gave us encouraging words and uplifting words. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for sticking by us. And thank you for even trusting in us to bring you valuable information with the professionals that we brought in to speak with you and us, because we learned with you guys as well. So that's that. And tomorrow is also my nephew Jamari's birthday. Didn't even realize I started on his birthday. But anyway, happy birthday, Jamari. Enjoy yourself. I think he's going to be 20. Whoa, these kids are growing up fast. But tonight we have with us Lynnea Saito, certified integrative health practitioner and holistic health coach. So I wasn't going to say anything, but I have to say, Lynnea is one of the loves of my life, because she's actually my cousin. So that's one thing. But not only that, she's helped me when with her. I'm gonna say her professionalism and her expertise in being a holistic health coach when I was getting better, when I did the show on my journey of recovery from the pandemic, the backlash of the pandemic. I'll just say it like that. And she helped me get through that along with my aunt Valerie. So thank you for that. And I continue to work with her for other reasons. So Lynnea, I want to say good evening. Hello. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Hi.
So what
Thank
I'm going to
you.
basically do, I'm going to let you take over. If I have questions or I see anybody that wants to ask a question or a comment or something, I'll just read it out. But explain to us what certified integrative health practitioner and a holistic health coach. What is that? What do you do? And what does it consist of?
Okay, so like you said, I'm an integrative health practitioner, and that just means, like, in really plain English, that we take everything possible to help people feel better. That means that we take traditional medicine, we take modern medicine, functional medicine labs, and we smack it together to get people the health that they want.
So
Um,
before I let her go further, I do want to do a little disclaimer because you know how people run with it. Linnea and I are not um physicians at all. We're not MDs, so I don't want anybody to run with that and say, "Oh my God, they told me this." Now, with this being said, just like she said, they take traditional medicine along with other practices and put it together. I tell anybody, always consult with your physician before you do anything, even up to taking a vitamin, because you don't know whether it interacts with the medication you're on, if you're on any, or if it's good for you. So don't run with it. You know, this is just some things I know a part of this helped me, but you always are supposed to consult a physician. And one of my main things, my personal belief, that medication is temporary. So of course, if I have any issue, I don't want to be on medicine forever. If it means to eat right, take away stuff. I just have to say I'm asthmatic. I used to eat things that triggered my asthma. And since the pandemic, I have taken away those things, some of those things, to control my asthma. I don't want to be on the pump every time, I feel my chest tightening up. So I rather take away those foods and be able to, be pump free, even though I have one, just in case, because it could be an environment trigger. But as far as me controlling that, that's something that I do. So I just have to put it out there. We're not doctors. Always consult your physician. Sorry about that.
Right. No, I agree. I always put on the disclaimer that I don't diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. What I do is we talk about the root cause, the reason why you have these issues, because there's always a reason. So we're not even going to talk about we won't even say any disease names today. How about that? We won't even do that.
Of course.
So a little bit about who I work with. For the most part, I work mostly with people who are stressed out and have gut issues. And we work together to figure out why they have these issues so that they can simply feel better again. And especially when you're stressed, like it's hard to kind of navigate through all of that. So it's so good to have somebody who can walk you through the process while you're just trying to get well, while you're doing regular life and being busy and having a job. So that's what I do. And I love what I do. This has been the most fun that I've had in a job in a very long time. And I love what I do. And I love being able to help people who want to get better, but just need a little bit of help to get there. So that's what I do.
Okay. So into details. Um, Being a holistic health coach. Okay, we're gonna use me for an example. I I did a liver cleanse. I did a 21-day liver cleanse for different reasons. Um, to kind of clean my system to get out of, the illness that I was going through. Like we said, we're not gonna, mention any diseases or whatever. But and not only that, to kickstart weight loss. So tell us a little bit about that.
About liver detoxes. Ooh, I could talk all day about the liver if I could.
Okay, so
um,
when you tell us about that, tell us why it's good, how often um it should be done.
okay. Okay. So first off, the question would be, why is a liver detox important? Your liver is the mother organ. That's like the same way that you imagine any good mother doing so many different jobs in a house, has so many different responsibilities. Your liver is the exact same way. So it's filtering your blood, it's making proteins, it's taking out all the nasties out of your body, it's helping to digest your food. So if your liver is congested, if it's overburdened, you there's not very much that you can do. The person who's in charge of cleaning things and keeping things in working order is not in working order. So that's why we always have to focus on the liver. So for me, I do, and I recommend doing a liver detox every season. And that's just to keep everything cleaned out, make sure that your liver is functioning optimally, because you can take all the supplements you want and try to do all these other things. But if the main organ, your main support organ, is not working well, you really don't get very far at all. Um,
So for those of
so
you, that are saying, well, we only have one season in Florida because it's hot all year round. It's 4 times a year. So
that's
I just
true.
wanted to let you know it's 4 times a year.
4 times a year. And you know what? It's actually really nice to do the liver detox because, like you said, it's a good Kickstarter. It's a great way to kind of like reaffirm your healthy habits and to keep you focused on all the things in your health that you really want to be focused on. So what most people will do is 7-day detox. And that just involves the first 2 days are fasting days. And then the rest of the days you're eating, but it's a modified, like a modified diet, easier to digest things like that. And you're taking liver herbs. So you're essentially telling your liver, listen, you don't have to work for a week. You don't have to clean up, like my kids do for me on Mother's Day. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to clean any dishes. So we tell your liver it's fine. You don't have to digest any food. We're going to let you relax. We're going to give you all of the things that you need to do your job. And that's how we get results. That's how we keep your body working optimally.
Okay, so when Lynnea said it's fasting, don't panic, people. It's like being on a liquid diet. It's not like you don't have anything. And I'm gonna be honest. For me, it wasn't hard because anything I put my mind to, I can do. But I am going to tell you, your energy level will be a little low because remember, in the
Yes.
beginning, you're putting all of this junk in your body that those as we think they are energy food, which is really bad food, the bad carbs and all of that stuff, the sugars. So just know your first day, you're going to be really sluggish and tired. And it's because you're getting rid of all of, the stuff that you're used to putting in your body. If you just stay hydrated, drink a lot of, liquids like water and stuff, you'll be fine. The second day is not so bad. I know I went to bed early, so I wouldn't even have to think about it.
I
But
did too.
I went to bed real early. The second
Yeah, I
day,
was like, I don't want to be up thinking about being hungry. Let me just go to
I know,
bed.
right?
Yeah.
And the second day is really the second day of fasting. So it's not really that bad. You start to feel better. I know the third day I had energy. So when I did my liver detox, I did for 3 weeks. So for the first 2 days of each week was fasting days. And on the first week I didn't work out or anything, but the second week I worked out and I had a lot of energy. So, but that was for me. Everybody body reacts differently. And then when I know I want to do something, my mind is very, very strong. So even if I couldn't even tell you if I felt hungry, which I didn't, but my mind said you gonna do this and you got this. So
I think that runs in the family. That stubborn
girl,
mind of when you want something, that runs in the
yes,
family. That stubborn mind of when you got a
for
goal.
me, that's what it was. And then, of course, the weight loss, it encourages you because it's not like I was starving myself. And then from that point, from my 3 weeks, because I really did think about being vegan, I'm still thinking about it. So a lot of things I have taken out of my diet and I switched it to like plant-based stuff. It's a slow process. It's gonna be a long process because you're talking about a girl that used to eat a rib sandwich every week. So now I may have one this month, and that's good for me. Cause when Friday and Saturday come, that's what I did. But having Carlos say, "Hey, that stubborn mind," but having Carlos, but having the meat once a month is a big step for me from having it almost 8 times a week. I eat more chicken and I eat more fish now. I'm eliminating beef. Like I may have beef like twice a month. So it's a process for me. Don't judge me. That's my own process because I'm not gonna
All
put
right.
my body into shock and then end up failing.
That's such a good point. I love that you make that point. That it's very individual and that you really have to be gradual about it. That's one of the biggest ways that people don't meet their health goals is feeling like they have to do everything all at once, that they gotta, get rid of red meat, get rid of this, get rid of that. And you can't sustain that. And so then what do? We quit. So it's such an important point of just working at your pace and going slowly. Yeah.
So with the liver detoxing, what are some other things that you would recommend for? So, Linnea and I spoke because, she's family history. There's a lot of things that, um, runs in the family. There's what are the testings
Mm.
that you can find out? Explain to us what it is.
Let's talk about first that first statement of that something runs in the family because we hear that so much, right?
Yes.
Cancer runs in your family, diabetes runs in your family. But the point that I want to make is that it's not that your genes make it so that this disease, this illness will come up. it means that when your body is unbalanced, that's what it looks like in your family. So
Mm-hmm.
if you keep everything in balance, you're good. But maybe in your family, when you don't get enough movement, when you're not eating what you're supposed to be eating, when you're stressed, then yes, it does look like all of these things that we say runs in our family, but it doesn't have to be. And we definitely don't want to like limit ourselves because of what we think is our destiny, because it's not, and it doesn't have to be. That's the good part about it. And you
So,
said a little bit about testing. What was that you were saying?
okay, before I go to the testing, so I'm gonna tell you, we had, someone had diabetes, and they were on insulin pills, like 3 pills and insulin. But when Lynnea say balancing, it's all in what you put in your body, and be willing to sacrifice health over having these, I'm going to say, junk foods, because there are things, instead of having, what do you call it, sugar, I think it's stevia and splendor are some options if you have to have that taste. For me, I'm an equal person. Don't judge me. Don't tell me about to do this and to do that. I do equal. Now, when it used to take me teaspoons and teaspoons of sugar to make something taste sweet, I can use 2 equals and I'm okay with it. So it's just the swapping out. And what I wanted to say, when this person changed their eating habits, guess what happened? When they went back to the doctor, I forgot that sugar level test that you take. Um, that level was normal. The doctor didn't understand what was going on. It was because of the eating habits. And then guess what? They're off the insulin, and then they have like 1 pill if needed. And you hear what I say, if needed. But if you continue to balance yourself and eat um certain, I'm not saying you have to take out everything, but eat things in moderation. Things that you know will trigger certain things in your body. Don't eat them all the time, because what we're trying to do is keep a balance. And who wants to walk around with a bottle of pills for the rest of their life? I'm not saying that doctors are not good. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. But there are a lot of things that we can do for ourselves to balance us so we don't have to have so much medication. I don't like medication.
Yeah.
I'm not on any medication. And if the doctor said, I'm going to put you on this medicine, wait a minute. What can I do naturally to not have to take that medicine? And most of the time, it's what we eat. That
it's
most of
it's
the
what
time,
we
it's what we
eat, it's
eat.
stress, it's but and that's the good thing about when you are looking at your health holistically, that you look at all parts of it. Because like you said, eating is super duper important. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people know. They know whether they're doing the right things or not, right? Like when you're off, when you're eating stuff you have no business eating and how it affects you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there are so many other pieces to the puzzle that it's really important to look at that people overlook. Diet is really important. Exercise is really important. Honestly, I really don't even like to use the word exercise because people get scared when you use the word exercise. So I say movement, just moving your body. That's important. How your body systems are functioning to remove toxins from your body, because that's important. You have to be able to get rid of these things. Your stress is huge. It's a huge one that people overlook. So it's all these little pieces of the puzzle that once you get those in balance, the system kind of heals itself in a way. It's such a funny concept when you tell people that if you can balance all these different things, your body can actually heal itself. You know that
So
that that almost sounds crazy to people.
when I say to people, meetings of the minds is a platform of many topics with the focus of mental health and substance abuse, but the main focus is mental health. And everything we do in life, it it's geared by our mental health. So if you're stressed, what happened? A lot of us go into a depression. We stress eat. So when I tell you me taking care of my health, the first thing I did was looked at myself as far as my mental health, because I can have all of these liver detox, everything in place, everything I need to give my body that feeling. But if my mental health, which is the most important thing, is not in my mind is not in the right space, all other will be like a domino effect and just fall down. So I tell everybody, make sure you work on your mental health. That's number one. When you get a hold of your mental health, other things come at ease. Eating healthier, you'll start making better choices with everything, finances, everything, especially food.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't want to put that in my body. Let me cook. Let me make some chicken breast in a salad. Let me steam some fish and eat it with some steamed vegetables. Everything you do begin to look different when your mental health is in order, and then you can get everything else in order. So when I tell you, your mental health plays a great part of it, because when you're depressed, what happens? You want to lay in bed. You don't want to move, which you need movement, but you don't want to. For me, I have to stay busy. I can diet, I can eat right, but I know for me, I need to have movement. I need to have movement to be successful with, losing weight and even feeling better. I get a better sleep. If I sleep all day long, by the time I get ready to go back to bed at night, I'm tired. Like I just been working all day long. So I rather get up and move around, and then I get a good night rest. So movement is important, but the most important thing, everybody, your mental health. Please get a hold of your mental health.
Yes,
It changes a lot of things.
I agree.
And I'm speaking from experience, so I know.
I agree. Yeah. I would even say, and this might be a little bit controversial, I would even say that your mental health is more important than your physical health because, your physical health can be great. Your meat machine can be working fine. But if the engine that drives it, that controls your day is out of whack, you have nothing. You really don't have anything.
And it's so true, because I'm just gonna say, like, for instance, when you when your mental health is good, you feel different. The response to questions or answer, when you answer is different. Negativity, you tend to run from it when your mental health is better. But when your mental health is not good, you sit right in the middle of negativity, because it's normal. You're feeling negative, so negativity is normal. But once you gain it, like, oh no, I feel that energy. Oh no,
Yes.
if you, like Tabitha Brown say, she want everybody to have a good day, and if you can't have a good day, don't go mess up nobody else's. So that's how
That's
I
true.
look at stuff. When anybody is giving off any negative energy, I say, Lord, I hope they be okay, and I keep it moving, because that energy is not for me, and I try my best
Right.
not to put out that same type of
But
energy.
I was gonna say I was gonna say that comes from you having that awareness. Like that's the first step. Because I feel like we all know that stress is bad. We know that our mental health matters and being around negativity is will essentially destroy your life. But nobody thinks that they're in that position. Nobody thinks that they're stressed. Nobody actually thinks that the way that they're living and the way that they structure their life is damaging them and damaging their health. So one of the biggest things that I like to do is try to talk to people about knowing the signs of when you're stressed, because that was me. You couldn't have told me I was stressed. You because I'm like, well, my life is fine. I love my life. I love the things that I do. So how am I chronically stressed? How is my mindset not in the right place? So it really is a matter of getting people to that awareness, to even be aware that they're in these negative environments and aware of these negative stress patterns.
And I always say for instance, I have a problem and it lasts me 10 years. Do I want to be depressed for 10 years? Do I really want to be in that space for 10 years? That when that problem is fixed, I am still going to be in that space because I have grown accustomed to being depressed. I have grown accustomed to thinking that that type of energy is okay. And I
Right.
am going to tell you, I did the liver detox. Say what you want to say. My thought process was different. It's like,
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
like you took the top off the bottle and you poured everything that out and put the top back on, and you just think different, and you look at the things that you would get mad about. You just say, oh well, and you keep it moving. i
Right.
i did a
Because it's
post
all
the other
connected.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
all
did a post
connected.
the other night. There's a lot of things. If you say something to me, I'm gonna say okay, and that's it. And a lot of people don't understand it, and they can't take that. But I'm not gonna entertain it, and I'm not gonna
Yep.
give you
Okay, you to
energy.
death.
I'm not gonna fuel your energy. I'm gonna say okay, and then somebody say, it's bad when you just say K. That means
Okay.
whatever. You really don't care.
Right. And it's so good when you can get to that place. But it's just hard to get over that initial hump. That hump of realizing like, wait a minute, maybe I am stressed. Wait a minute, maybe I am in some patterns that are affecting my health. And I don't know how to the best way to get this across to people, but it's especially hard for women that we do this to ourselves the most, that we kind of just push everything to the back. We don't think about it because we're just about being focused, getting the job done. That we're like that boiled frog experiment. You ever heard of that? That boiled frog experiment where they take a frog. So if you take a frog, you boil water and you take a frog and you put them in there, they'll jump right out. The water is too hot. But if you get room temperature water, you put that frog in, he'll sit there and you slowly turn up the heat and they'll boil to death. And so many of us are like that. And I only say this because this has been my experience, is that you don't even realize that you've gotten into some of these patterns. So it's the key and really the goal is getting people to first and foremost recognize the signs of being chronically stressed and recognize the signs of, things are not quite right and I need to do something about it.
And you know what I think it is? Because, and I'm not saying men are not strong. Men are strong in different ways than women are. But when you think about it, when you're the woman that always have to, people look for you to fix things because you're that person. You could solve a
Yep.
problem. You could make $100 pay all the bills, and you don't know how you did it. But people look at you, at women, as that. But then there's a point where we need to be weak sometimes. It's okay for us to
Yes.
be weak. We
And
need to
soft,
get
weak
out.
and soft and ask for help. Yes.
Yeah, and we need to get out of that. And the bad thing I am going to say, and Lynnea, the women in our family, when it comes to that, 10 toes. We don't think we should fold. We don't think we should ask for help. We
Yes.
just don't.
Yes.
We know that we supposed to get it done, and we gonna get it done. And nobody will never know what we went through to get it done
Never.
because we do it with the smile. But inside, it's burning us. But we
Yes.
gonna keep it moving, and
Yes.
you'll never know it's burning us. You'll never know.
Right. Right. But that's another one of those like family patterns or things that they say run in the family that we have to break through and that you absolutely can. But it takes some change in your mindset and being aware of some of the things that you just kind of unconsciously react to. Like there are lots of times where my husband will come and ask me, honey, do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need me to do this? Back in the day, no, I got it. I'm fine. I'm good. I was not
But now,
good.
yeah, you could do this. You could do that.
Now, honestly, right now he's making dinner right now. Like he will help any way that he can. And now when he asks, I say yes, absolutely. Here's how you can help me. And I try to just get that support wherever I can because I can't do it by myself. I could, but it's not gonna be
it's
pretty.
it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And that's another thing. We also need to be and I'm going off a little bit. We also need to be a little more sensitive when you have a partner, or you're in a marriage, a relationship, or whatever it is. Even when you're living with family, we also have to be mindful to, help each other. It's okay to get help. It's really okay to get help. That doesn't mean you're weak. You know what it actually means? It means you're strong. You're strong enough to know you need help. That's what it literally means.
Absolutely.
And we get so accustomed to, I could do this by myself, but I'm gonna tell you this: I'm a woman, and I don't want to do it by myself.
No,
I don't want
no,
to
I
do it
don't
by
want to.
myself no
Not
more.
anymore. Back when I
No,
was
I
young and didn't
don't.
know better.
Yeah,
Not
and
now.
when you put in your mind, once you realize that this pattern, that there is something wrong, that's the first step to breaking free. You got to realize something is wrong, and once you realize something is wrong, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to internally, when you internally work on yourself, you will see the change in how everything else around you look. I remember, I things are different after I went through the detox and everything. I remember I took a picture. It was raining, and I sent it to Auntie Valley. And I said, "This rain is so beautiful." My mind was so clean. The smallest things were beautiful that I didn't even appreciate before. A lot of people say,
Mm,
"Oh, why it don't stop raining?" Rain is a lot of things to me. It's tranquility. It waters the yard when it hits against the window, or if you have zinc somewhere and that sound, that's like relaxation to me. So the smallest things I appreciate. I'm a nature girl. I like flowers. I like trees. I went to
yeah.
South Carolina and I took pictures of a field of sunflowers, and of course, who I sent it to, Auntie Valley. So you just look at things. The natural things are beautiful to you. So
Yes.
um,
It's that change of mindset and change of
yes,
perspective. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and
And I talk a lot about changing that perspective when people, because a lot of times people feel like stress is just what is external. Who is stressing you around you? Like we feel like, oh, if we're stressed, it has to be the people around me. It has to be their fault. But a lot of stress
it's
is
us.
your perspective, your mindset, how the things that will trigger you to get upset or to overreact. That is huge. And it's not just a factor in, yes, you want to reduce your stress, but reducing your stress is how you're going to get healthy. Reducing stress is how you're going to lose weight. Reducing stress is how you're going to fix, all of these gut issues and anxiety and depression and all these other things. That you have to start at the core. You have to start on your mindset, because you can't get any further than that, really.
And it's when you said perspective, I was reading. I don't know if it was an article or a quote. And a lot of times, if we stop thinking perspective is only our way, it alleviates some of the stress. Like if I'm having a
Yes.
conversation with you, Lynnea, and your perspective one thing, and my perspective is a different thing, I shouldn't get so overwhelmed of how your perspective is. I mean,
Right.
and I've learned that, I never thought of it that way. Even if I don't agree, I just never thought of it that way, because we have to understand we all have eyes, we all have a brain, we all have feelings, but what may bother you may not bother me. So if you tell me this is bothering you, that's from your perspective, and I can't say, "Oh no, it don't," and I'll say, "Oh, really?
Right.
Well, that doesn't affect me." But everybody is different. When you're mindful and you know that everybody has a different perspective, that will alleviate a lot of your stress. You cannot control. I tell everybody, I don't want to control nobody. I don't even control
Yes.
myself. Right now, I'm walking with God, and I don't control myself. I can say I want to do this, and He'll spin me around, and I'll go the other way. So if we're just mindful, with perspective, that helps with stress. If a person tells you
Yeah.
how they feel, don't say they shouldn't feel that way. You don't feel that way, but we get stressed
Right.
out from trying to control another person or situation, and we really stress our own self out, because it's how
Yes,
we
absolutely.
perceive things. It's how we perceive
Right.
things, so that we stress our own self out.
And I want to add something to that, where you're saying looking at the that different people have different perspectives. This is also important when we're thinking about ourselves, because a lot of us are stressed, but you'll tell yourself, that's not a big deal. I shouldn't be stressed about that. Like everything is fine. But it's about perception. It's about how you perceive the experiences of your life. So it doesn't matter whether your life is, super traumatic, or if you have terrible things going on. Even if that's not the case, if you perceive, your job, your boss, your situation is stressful, it's stressful. Don't question it. Don't argue with yourself. Don't try to talk yourself out of like, no, girl, you're better than that. It's fine. That's not even that serious. If your body is perceiving it as stress, it is stress, and you have to handle it as that. And there's no trying to talk yourself out of that perspective.
And it's funny. I remember I was working one time, and something happened, and everybody was running around like they're crazy, and I'm the only one that was cool. Why are you acting like that? Okay, everybody running around like they're crazy. Nothing is getting done. I'm the only one calm, and I'm trying to do something. So things like that, and how they perceived it, it's like I didn't care. I cared. I was
Mm,
already working on it. But you're not gonna stress me out. You're not gonna stress me out. Because if you stressed out, what happened? You're not effective. And that's what
absolutely.
people need to you're not as effective as you should be. So, and I had to tell somebody, I responded to somebody, really like nonchalantly. But I wasn't going to feed into the energy. I wasn't going to make up an excuse. What did I say? Okay, no problem. And that
It
didn't
is
rub
what
the
it
person the
is.
right way. But what am I going to do? Oh my God, oh my God. No, I'm not going to do that. I am not going
But
to
if
do
some
that.
people are in that stress space, they want you to be in that stress space with
And
them.
you know what?
And you don't have to
You
accept the invitation.
Yeah, but before you could pull me in there and I say a couple of choice words with some H's and some other stuff. But now I'm like, okay, no problem.
Okay.
I mean, I
Okay.
just don't. I don't like that stress feeling. I don't like that depression feeling. I've been there, and when you get into that, it is hard to get out of it. It's
Yes.
very hard.
Yes.
So my
And that's such
mindset
a
is
good
okay.
motivator, that feeling that you have of, what stress and overwhelm feels like, and you don't want to go back there. People who have gotten to that point, you can't disturb them, because they've been there, they've gotten out of it, and they know how to keep themselves out of it.
If you
That's
if
so
you
important.
cut my legs off and tried to push me in the stress, I bet you I get out of that stress before I even fall in that hole. So no, it's not a good feeling, because once you get in that feeling, your thought process, you know, the way you move, the way you think, the way you respond, and that's more tiresome than just letting it go to me. That's just how I feel.
You're right. Because you've
And
learned
it's
what it
hard.
costs you.
Yeah,
You've
and it's
learned what
not
it costs you,
easy.
and
Let
you
me
don't want to
tell you,
pay.
it's not easy to get out of it. It's not easy. Once you get deep, it's not easy, but it's well worth it, because once your mental is okay, then you could take care of your physical. Then you start wanting to do, activities and do things. So,
Right. And they go hand in hand. They really do go
of
hand in hand.
course.
And it's the mindset part is really, really important. But the kind of tricky part with stress is that it has two components. Yes, it's mindset. Yes, it's how we perceive stress. But you can also be stressed by things going on in your body. And that's something that a lot of people kind of don't realize. If your gut is stressed, if you are not digesting properly, if your system is burdened, if you have a congested liver, if you have a lot of inflammation, your body counts that as stress. Your nervous system gets the signal that something is wrong, my environment is not safe, we're not going to heal, we're not going to lose weight, we're not going to digest food because something is wrong. And so those two components, you kind of have to deal with them together. But like you said, when you get the mindset together, then that gives you the energy and the motivation to do the body stuff. And then you just kind of move forward from there.
Like the other night, my stomach was upset out of nowhere. Didn't eat anything out of the way. And I said to Zaya, why is my stomach upset? She said, take a deep breath, think about it. What are you unconsciously or consciously thinking about? Whatever it is,
Ooh,
get away from
she's
it,
on point.
and then get yourself back together. Don't fall. And that's one of my number one supporters between her and Auntie Valerie. She said, whatever it is, get away from it. It will be okay. It will work itself out. Whatever it is, it will work itself out. And then when I thought about it, I was thinking about something that ran across me and it instantly bothered me. And then I was like, oh
Mm,
well, it ain't nothing I could do. I'm a what? I'm gonna sit and worry and then get sick. So, and I was okay. Like the next
shift.
morning, I said my little prayer. The
Right.
next morning, I was fine. But when
And
you have
and that's
that type
such
of support system, it's really good.
right. And that's such a good point that you make, that you like trusted your gut, that you knew that the things that you think about will affect your gut, and you trusted that. A lot of people don't realize that the way that you think has physical consequences in your body. It's not just a thought. It drives me crazy when people say things like, "Oh, it's all in your head. You can get over it." Your head is not in a jar floating up in space. It's connected to your body intricately. So when you have a thought, and this is not, like woo, mystery. This is There are studies and scientific evidence that shows that when you have a negative thought, there's an effect in the rest of your body. That when you're stressed, it stops you from digesting your food. All of these changes happen in your blood. It starts to dysregulate your blood sugar. So there are physical consequences to the things that you think. And your story is such a good example of that. That you are thinking these negative thoughts, or pondering all of these things that were kind of bumping around in your head, started to affect your gut. And that's such an important point.
And the other night I had a conversation with my niece, and we were talking. You know how when you think something is wrong with you, it doesn't bother you as much, but you go to the doctor and you find out that this is really what's
Mm,
wrong with you. What
they put a
happens
name on it.
is our mind get so strong, and some people are not strong enough to come out of it, that it actually makes the mind is so strong, it makes their, I'm going to say, illness worse. It just like makes the
Absolutely.
body, it makes the body
Absolutely.
shut down. And her and I was at 3 o'clock in the morning, we're having a discussion about this, you know that, and for me, it doesn't, thank God, it doesn't affect me that much. And I'm not going to say it doesn't bother me, that I would lie, because I'm human. But I am going to say, I am that person that talks things through. Okay, so this is what's going on, girlfriend. You got to take care of it, because if you don't take care of it, it could get worse. And you need to get your mind together so you could take care of it. And
I
and I remember when something was going on, I told my kids, God forbid if this happen, listen, don't come around me sad, don't come around me crying, y'all keep it moving, and we're gonna get through this. That's just me, but not everybody is
right.
able to do that. So
Right.
it's
And
like
that
when
everybody's
people
mind works a little bit different.
so we let me ask you, can you get more into, I don't know if you should call it the program, or that I went through, and like, what exactly is it? How, the name of it? How can somebody, if they were interested or they wanted to read up on it, what are some of the what? Just explain the program and how a person,
Okay.
if they were interested in the program, and the benefits
So
of
you
it.
so you're talking about of doing an integrative health program?
Yes.
Okay. So what an integrative health program is that's just where we're meeting over about 18 weeks. It varies depending on what you have going on. And we're meeting monthly to pretty much dig into your health, to pull out the roots, because we want to get the entire story of what your issue is, where you're trying to get to, and why you're in that spot. Because no matter what your symptom is, there's a reason. Our bodies are these amazing, intricate, like machines. And so they don't just break for no reason. You don't have high blood pressure for no reason. You don't have, stomach issues for no reason. There is a reason. And to fix it once and for all, we have to get to that. So in an integrative health program, that's pretty much what we're doing. And so once we figure out the areas that we really need to focus on to get the most movement, to get you the most wins as quickly as possible, then we can start to just pull every little piece out and make a plan that's specifically for you. Because like you said, everybody is different, right? You and I, we can have the same exact symptoms, but we didn't get there because of the same reasons. I think of an example. Uh, let's say somebody has really poor digestion, they're having acid reflux, and they're trying to figure out two people, same exact symptoms. One person might be like that because they're very stressed at their job. They have they have a hard time balancing work and play. That might be their reason. So for them, we wouldn't give them the same program as the other person who maybe has these gut issues because they have heavy metal toxicity. Maybe they have a lot of metal fillings, and that all of those heavy metals start to build up and they cause some of these digestive issues. So like the one size fits all does not work. And this is why it really is so beneficial to work with somebody else, because then you can build a plan that's for you and that addresses whatever your issues are. And not just the fact that you want to address your specific issues, but you also need to know like what you need to do practically. Because I'm sorry, you can read all the books in the world, you can have all of these protocols, but if you can't figure out how to do that in your specific life or your specific situation, you get nowhere. And most people who aren't feeling so great, they're busy, they're already stressed, they already got a lot on their plate. So to not have something that's specific for them, it's not going to work. So during this program where we're working together, we're really just digging through, like we get to know each other. I want to know like what are your habits? We I play a lot of like, let's make a deal. You know, I have a client like, okay, you're having issues with caffeine, you love coffee. Let's make a deal. What's doable for you? Can we break you down to just one cup of coffee a day instead of two? Can we get you decaf? Can we do half and half? Whatever. But it has to be specific to that person because no two people are the same. And that's the only way that you're going to get better is to work on specifically you. So that's the program in a nutshell.
So one of the things I just want to say, everybody sees these dark circles around my eyes. I had them for years, since I was young. Sometimes they're lighter. Sometimes they look like they go away, and then sometimes they're really dark and it look like somebody punched me in my eye. I used to think it was normal, but it's not. It's not, because what I realized, when I'm balanced more, they are lighter. So I know it's something internally that's going on that I'm causing it, because sometimes it's controlled and sometimes it's not. So that was just an example. When I did my first 21-day detox, this instantly started lightening up. So I know it's what I am, what's going on the inside. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still eating healthy, but I'm going to get back with the program. The program really worked for me. It was beneficial with me, for me. And it helped me a lot, because it even have me balancing. But I do want to continue to go further, because of course I'm getting older. It's not easy to lose weight. I need to lose more weight for longevity of life. I have a young daughter that has, she's only 21, no kids, not married. And I want to be able to see that day. And I don't want health and weight to be the main factor as to why I, couldn't, enjoy my life with
Right.
her. Another thing, thank God I don't have high blood pressure. I'm not diabetic, but I do know there is some imbalance that I need to take care of, to get some of this weight off. Yes, I thought about having the weight loss surgery, but if I put my mind to it, I really could do it, because I know me.
And it's exactly what you said of trying to figure out what that imbalance is, because we can put band-aids on the symptoms. We could try to like play whack-a-mole with symptoms all we want, but it's going to come back if we don't get to why it happened in the first place.
And it's true. So when I did the detox, and I'm like, wait a minute, I had these circles all my life, and they're really, really going away. You could tell I'm eating good, but you could tell there's something that I'm eating that they're tonight, like they're really, really dark. It could be stress,
Mm,
and it could be whatever it
right,
is. I know there is an imbalance that needs to be taken care of. And
right.
I'm
And
I
just
don't
looking at it
work on
as
my little raccoon eyes with makeup. What you see is what you get. So
that's good. That's awesome because you know what? Covering like symptoms is communication. That's how your body speaks. So if you cover it with makeup, if we, take pills to just get the symptoms to shut up, that honestly is not honoring your body. That's not receiving the message that's going to help you to actually get better. So I think that's a really important point. That's a great point.
So to get in touch with you if someone was interested or to read up on the program, can you give some information how to, read up on the program, where they need to go or how they can contact you for this program?
So the best place to go is my website, which is boomywellness.com, BHUMI-wellness.com. And you'll be able to find all the information on there. Also, another
Okay.
good resource if you want some help, if you know that you want to get better and you're determined and you're dead set, but you just kind of need that push. You need the next first step, you know. Um, you can go on my website and there's a toxicity quiz and it's free. You download it, you complete it yourself. And what this is going to do is to help you see your symptoms a little bit more clearly, to kind of understand how overburdened your body is and to give you some first steps. Um, and it's really important because a lot of us, we kind of start to lose sight of our symptoms. We're so busy, we're focused on just getting it done that sometimes, especially women, I'll talk to a woman and I'll say, well, what about this symptom? What about that symptom? Oh yeah, I forgot I even had that. Oh yeah, and I forgot I don't sleep well either. It kind of just fades into the background. So the
Yeah,
good
we
thing about
block it
having
out and then
this
we get
toxicity
so we
quiz.
we block it out and then we get so used to the dysfunction till we think it's okay. It's the new norm, as they say. It's the
It's
new
the new
norm.
normal. It's the new normal. And unfortunately, sometimes conventional medicine can kind of push us toward that as well. That when you go to a doctor and you say, well, I have this issue and I have that issue, they just give you pills and tell you, well, you're getting older. That's normal. That's going to happen. Um, and so we kind of have to get to a point where we say, like, no, this isn't normal. And this isn't feeling this way and having my body function this way is not enough for me. I'm done doing this.
And I
Yeah.
don't have. I'm gonna say this. God gives everyone a gift. I don't have anything against doctors. I just don't like to hear someone say, this medicine is not working for me anymore. So they either change the medicine or give a higher dosage of the medicine. So if the medicine is not working for you anymore, that means you're doing something that's causing your body to need more of the medicine. My thought process would be, why is my body, not reacting to the low dose? That means it's something I'm putting in it. I haven't changed. So each time your body get used to a medicine, what's going to happen? You're going to get another one and another one or a
Right.
higher dose. And that I don't want to be. I don't
Right.
even
And
like
you
to.
know what? Honestly, doctors aren't it really isn't their fault because that's not how they're trained. They're not trained to look for the root cause of things. And conventional medicine is awesome and it has its place. If you get into an accident and you hurt yourself, they will save your life. If your head is hanging off by a thread, conventional medicine will save your life. But it does a terrible job of wellness and prevention. And so my kind of dream for the future, what I see is that conventional medicine and holistic medicine can work together very, very well. A lot of my clients, they see a conventional medicine doctor. I don't replace anybody's doctor. But what you do is when you go to the doctor and they say, listen, this, and this are out of range. You need to work on this. You need to work on that. That's where I come in. Then they come to me and we figure out how to practically meet those goals, how to get to the root of those issues. so that way we can work together to, in the end, get the person the wellness that they're looking for. So we can all work together, and conventional medicine has its place, but we have to make sure that everybody stays in their lane. I stay in my lane, conventional medicine stays in their lane, and we work together.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it again. I don't have anything against conventional medicine, but this is just my personal opinion. I go to the doctor. I have back pain. Okay. 9 times out of 10, if I have back pain, maybe I was injured. One of the things that would decrease my back pain is number one, lose some weight. It takes the pressure off of it, right? But when they give you something for your back pain, they give you one pill, you pull out this pamphlet. The side effects and what it can affect is almost every organ in your body, and that scares the daylight out of me.
Yes.
I'm
You ever hear those commercials?
To make my liver possibly fail, to make my kidney possibly fail, to make maybe being confused. So now my back is not hurting, but my liver is failing, my kidneys is failing, and
Right.
now I'm dizzy in the head.
And now you got to take more medication to deal with the side effects. I know you've heard those commercials where they'll tell you it's a long list.
So when you tell me that, I'm like, okay, what I got to do, what I got to take out of my diet, what I got to do, right? Because I don't want none of that over there.
Right,
but that's
right.
just me, you know. So all those.
But it's going to have to be a shift in how people view health for us to all, for everybody to kind of be like you, to see that, you know what, there is no quick fix. I'm gonna have to get to the root of it, because the quick fix doesn't give you the lasting results, and it doesn't give you the health that you want. And I feel like we've kind of gotten to a place where we feel like it should be easy, that, you know, oh, it's just one pill, you know, just to do it easy and be done with it. But it's not the way. It doesn't work.
And you know, I'm guilty too. How we should know when something is not good for you. Just think, when you go to the grocery store and you buy healthy stuff, you come out with 5 things for like $30. But when you buy unhealthy stuff, you can come out with bags full for $30 to feed the whole family. And that's how you should know that this is the problem right here. Because it should be the opposite way around. To eat unhealthy should be more expensive than to eat healthy. But unfortunately, this is the way it is. But I look at this, oh, this only 50 cents. Oh, this lettuce, this fresh spring mix that I like is $5. So I should know which one is healthier. You know, it kind of just tells which one is healthier. But
I always give people the tip of, when you're at the grocery store, to go on the perimeter. That's where the healthy food is. In the middle, you know, where everything is shelf stable, you want to avoid that if you can, unless it's beans, unless it's, you know, that kind of stuff.
And it's true, but you know, and I'm not knocking anybody, because I was in that deep spot, but now, you know, I'm slowly getting out of it. But I know I'll be 53 this year. I know it can be done, you know, because
absolutely
eating that's all I used to eat. And it's something
that's how I grew up too. Yeah. But the point is that you can change it.
Yeah, and it's something that I literally did to I'm gonna say I did to myself, because we never used to eat fast food. We may have it on the weekend as a treat, but my mom cooked meals. My mom even prepped lunch. So you know how Auntie Valley is. So that fast food stuff, I trained myself to do that, because that's not the house I grew up in. You know, I didn't grow up in every day as McDonald's. Now, you know, what you want to eat? Oh, Burger King, McDonald's. Everything is a drive-through nowadays. But I do know I am very proud of our community, because since the pandemic and stuff, a lot of people stepped back and looked into the health. They started eating healthy. The amount of people that are eating healthier now, it makes me feel great. You know,
that people are paying attention now.
Of course. Yeah, it just makes you feel great. Hey, Anthony Gerald, it makes you feel great to see that our community is finally getting, oh, that's not good to put in your body. And
Right.
everybody is doing something health wise, whether it's exercising, so
And
I'm
trying to
really
figure it out and kind of share information and support each other. And I would even add, it really is important what you put into your body, the types of foods that you eat, but also things like when you eat. That matters. And that was something that was like, that was an eye opener for me. Like I was a known snacker. I would snack all day because I said, I'm skinny. I need to eat. So, and this is for anybody out there who is having issues with their gut, having any type of health issues. These are a few simple changes that you can make to your eating that'll really make some big changes. So things like spacing out your meals by 3 or more hours, because like we said, your liver is the mother organ. It has to clean up and digest and do all those things. So if you are constantly eating, your liver is constantly working instead of doing some of the other jobs that it needs to do. So
and
that's like a small change that everybody could do.
and it's true because for me, I used to eat instead of getting up early to eat breakfast, and I don't mean early, but at breakfast time. By the time I used to get up, I want to eat breakfast and I'm still hungry because I want to eat lunch in about 30 more minutes. But now I don't do that. I get up in the morning, I get my breakfast, I eat a nice balanced lunch. I really don't like to eat heavy at night. I rather eat a nice balanced
That's
lunch
important.
and then
Yeah.
have something light in the evening. And my new thing, I don't eat past 6 o'clock. I'm pushing it for 6:30, but I don't
Yes.
like to
Thank you for
eat
saying
past
that.
six
Yes.
o'clock. Like tonight, on Thursday nights is rough for me because I have to hurry up and eat, before the show, and let it digest so I don't feel so
Yeah.
stuffed. But I try to do 6 o'clock, no later than 6:30. And if I do
That's
eat
really
six
big. That's
thirty,
important.
yeah, and if I do eat like 6:30, a little late, I'll go outside and do the battle rope, just to kind of get me not feeling so sluggish. But
Right.
so that's
That's really
that's my
important.
thing.
And
But
even if you have to eat late, if you can have that 12-hour fast every night, that means that after dinner you stop eating and you don't eat again until breakfast. That can make a huge difference for people with gut issues, for sure.
yes, it's true. So I want to thank you, Linnea. I love you to life
I
always.
love you too, Boo.
Um,
Thank you so much for having me on and
and
giving
thank
me the
you.
opportunity to talk about all the crazy things that I enjoy.
I know, right? And you got hubby cooking tonight, so tell him I said thank you for letting me steal you away from him and the kids.
Yes.
But thank you for doing this for me. And if you don't mind, at the end of the show, you could just put your website information in the comments. So
Okay, definitely.
check her out. She'll do a consultation for you, so you can ask questions and see what program is suitable for you. So I want to
Yeah,
thank everybody for tuning in as
if you feel like you
always.
need some help, yeah.
Tomorrow is 1 year, yay for me and Chris. And I'm going to say to everybody, have a good night. Thank you,
Good
cuz.
night,
Love you.
everybody. Thank you. Love you too. Mwah. Bye.
Okay. Good night.